Are you ready for a jaw-dropping journey through the strangest things ever found inside snakes? We've scoured the globe for the wildest stories, from spiky porcupines to everyday objects like barbecue tongs that were found inside these slithering creatures. Get ready to have your mind blown! Number 10. Spiky porcupine. Have you ever heard the expression, eating yourself to death? Well, that's exactly what happened in South Africa when a massive python decided to take on a full-size porcupine that weighed a whopping 30 pounds. That's one big porcupine. Now, these snakes are known to swallow animals way bigger than a mere porcupine, like an antelope. But this was an unfortunate case of the snake biting off a bit more than it could chew. You see, as the python tried to regurgitate the porcupine, the quills from the spiky critter got stuck inside the poor snake's body. An employee of the game reserve where this all went down told local news that she believed the snake tried to regurgitate the porcupine because too many people were watching it eat. Talk about camera shy. In any case, the python died 6 days after swallowing the porcupine, with the massive critter still jammed in its belly and its quills piercing into the snake's internals. It's actually a pretty sad story for both the snake and the porcupine. Number 9. An adorable teddy bear. In 2016, an Australian family got the shock of their lives when they saw a massive python, almost 7 feet long, moseying across their backyard. Yikes! The family evacuated immediately with their pet dog and went for help, leaving behind their poor dog's teddy bear. Sadly, the python mistook the dog's toy, which was soaked in saliva, for an easy meal and swallowed it whole. Fortunately, a local snake catcher wrangled the python and brought it in for medical attention. The snake underwent an X-ray scan, which confirmed that it had indeed swallowed the defenseless teddy bear. The good people of Australia came to the rescue and gave the python an emergency operation, during which the teddy bear was extracted from the snake's bowels and returned to its dog. Not only that, but the python was also saved. It received 15 stitches and was released back into the wild, sliding around and looking for its next meal. Has a snake ever entered your house? Let me know in the comments below. Number 8. A pair of light bulbs. Picture this. It's a hot summer day in Gainesville, Florida, and a hungry snake is on the prowl for its next meal. Little did it know that its hunt would lead to one of the craziest and most unexpected meals it could have ever imagined. According to AP News, the snake devoured not one, but 2 15-watt light bulbs from a local couple's property. Wait, light bulbs? That's not the typical meal you'd expect from a serpent, right? The couple found the snake slithering across their yard with 2 massive lumps bulging underneath its skin, making it look as if it were about to give birth to twins. A closer inspection revealed that the snake had mistaken the light bulbs for chicken eggs, which the couple often threw out from their chicken coop. As a side note, it's probably not the best idea to be tossing used light bulbs around willy-nilly. The couple, being the kind-hearted folks they are, took the snake on a journey from their yard to Santa Fe Community College, where professors and students were fascinated by the strange occurrence and affectionately nicknamed the snake GE after General Electric. From there, the snake was taken to the University of Florida, where a 45-minute surgery was performed to remove the bulbs. Wildlife medicine specialist Elliot Jacobson explained that although snakes can swallow large objects smoothly, the bulbs were 3 times the size of the snake's head and would have eventually killed it if they hadn't been removed. Thankfully, the surgery was a success, and after its recovery, the lucky snake was released back into the wild. Can you imagine being that snake and living to tell the tale of your crazy light bulb feast? It's a story for the books, that's for sure. Number 7. An electric blanket. In the small town of Ketchum, Idaho, there was once a slithering celebrity named Houdini. Houdini was a Burmese python that measured 12 feet in length and was fairly docile for a massive snake. Houdini was kept by a lover of serpentine reptiles named Carl Besnowska. In 2006, Carl noticed that his snake friend was looking a little bloated. At the same time, he also noticed that the large electric blanket that had been heating Houdini's enclosure was mysteriously gone. Could these two things possibly be connected? Upon visiting the veterinarian, an X-ray showed that the hungry python had eaten his queen-size electric blanket. But not just the blanket, the control box and cord too. Carl figured the snake must have mistaken the heated blanket as something with warm blood and decided to have a bit of a snack. Luckily, a quick operation and an 18-inch incision were able to save the snake and retrieve the massive heated blanket from Houdini's belly. It looks like Houdini won't be performing any more disappearing acts anytime soon, unless it's a mouse. Coming up next is number 6, but first, it's trivia time! Which of these 3 snakes do you think is the world's most venomous? A. The western taipan, B. The forest cobra, or C. The black mamba? Leave your answer in the comments, and let's see who knows their stuff. Number 6. Golf balls. Did you know that snakes have a taste for chicken eggs? Unfortunately, wild snakes often mistake golf balls for the real deal when they're used as substitutes for ceramic eggs in chicken coops. This can lead to some pretty wild incidents, like the 2 famous ones that happened in 2012 in South Carolina and Australia. In South Carolina, an overzealous rat snake had to be rushed to the vet after swallowing a farmer's golf ball. Rat snakes are usually non-aggressive and only bite when they feel in danger, but they have a keen sense of smell and love to climb, making them a perfect candidate for mistaking golf balls for eggs. In Australia, a carpet python also had to be rushed to the vet after swallowing not one, but 2 golf balls. Pythons are some of nature's most incredible predators, growing up to 25 feet long and able to devour large prey. But even they can't handle the indigestible nature of a golf ball. Sometimes, the snakes can't even get out of the chicken coop after swallowing a golf ball. And even if they do, they probably won't be swallowing anything else for a while. Number 5. Barbecue tongs. Moving on, our next wild story happened in Adelaide, Australia in 2015. Winston the python, who was just enjoying a delicious rat treat, decided to go a little crazy and lashed his jaws onto the feeding tongs. His owner tried to get the tongs back, but Winston simply wouldn't give them up. Assuming that Winston wouldn't eat the tongs, his owner left them lying in the cage. But that assumption was wrong. Winston not only ate the tongs, but he swallowed them all the way into his belly along with the rat. Yikes! A trip to the local veterinarian was successful, and CNN reported that Winston and the python went on to make a full recovery after the tongs were surgically removed from his digestive system. Nothing's weirder than the x-ray taken of poor Winston the python with a pair of tongs in his belly. I don't think that's very comfortable. Let's hope that Winston's owner's a little more careful in future feedings. Have you ever had a pet snake? Let me know in the comments below. Number 4. Beach towel. In a recent incident in Australia, a young jungle python named Monty managed to swallow an entire beach towel, much to the surprise of his family. The snake had been living with the family for over 16 years when they noticed that Monty was acting strange, and his body was larger than usual. They quickly realized that a towel which was laid on the ground was missing, and Monty must have swallowed it. Acting quickly, Monty was taken to a special animal hospital for treatment. It was a good thing that the snake's family acted swiftly. The towel could have been fatal to Monty if not removed quickly. After an endoscope was placed inside the snake's gastrointestinal tract, the doctors were able to safely remove the towel by yanking it out bit by bit, similar to a magician's endless scarf trick. Fortunately, after the successful procedure, Monty was able to live happily ever after back with his family. It's time to answer the trivia. The world's most venomous and deadly snake is A. the western taipan, native to Australia. This snake has the deadliest venom based on median lethal dose, or LD50. If you're unlucky enough to get bitten, your symptoms will include headache, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, collapse, and paralysis. And if you don't get medical care right away, even death. Number 3. An adult woman. I must warn you, this next story is quite disturbing, so if you're squeamish, you may want to skip ahead. In 2018, an Indonesian woman went missing while checking on her vegetable garden in the Sulawesi province. According to BBC, a large search party was formed to try and find the woman. A day later, her sandals and machete were found, but she was nowhere to be found. The situation took a dark turn when a giant python with a huge swollen belly was found about 30 meters away from the woman's discarded sandals. Villagers were understandably suspicious of the snake sitting so casually by the woman's abandoned property. They killed the snake and, like the big bad wolf, cut it open to see what was inside. Tragically, they discovered the woman's oddly well-preserved body nestled inside the snake's belly. The human-eating snake's believed to have been a powerful reticulated python, the likes of which can reach incredible lengths of more than 32 feet long. These snakes kill their prey by wrapping and crushing them in a giant bear hug until the victim, in this case the poor woman, was squeezed to the point of suffocation. Number 2. Snake on snake. In the 1970s, scientists discovered a new species of snake that was unlike anything the world's ever seen before. This new creature, named Synospius enigma, was not found slithering through the forests of tropical Mexico or hanging from a tree in the Amazon jungle. Instead, it was found inside the belly of a Central American coral snake, according to National Geographic. This new breed of snake is one of the most elusive ever, as no living specimen's been found to date. Scientists believe that the snakes burrow underground, which is why nobody stumbled upon one in the dense forests of Mexico's Chiapas state. It's a miracle that the first one was found at all, inside the belly of a coral snake, back in 1976. Unfortunately, scientists have been unable to find another one of these mysterious snakes, and it's uncertain whether they ever will, unless another one turns up inside the belly of another coral snake. Number 1. Snake in the belly. In a story published in the New York Times in July of 1864, a woman had been suffering from 4 years of pain and difficulty with her stomach, and no physicians were able to deduce what her ailment was. However, it became painfully obvious when physicians realized that there was a snake living inside her stomach that had grown so large that it pushed against the wall of her stomach as if she were pregnant. Whenever there was food being cooked, the snake would slither up the woman's throat, causing her to be strangled. What's really confusing about this story is that there's no ultimate conclusion. The New York Times article's from 1864, and there's no follow-up. The last thing we know is that the woman was 35 years old and in feeble health. While it's unclear whether this story's true, it's certainly a creepy and unsettling tale. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Keep watching for more amazing animal videos. See you in the next one.